to go to Kim right away because she seemed to have an unstable connection. Is that you, Kim? Kim, is that you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hi. I guess this isn't Kim. I've seen you come and go a few times. 814 area
Oh,
code. And I thought it was
I'm
Kim.
right up here where all the snow is.
Is that what it is? Well, let's hope we can get through your connection. I
Okay, all right.
Now I have a feeling you're wanting another side connection. Is that correct, love?
Yes,
Yeah.
my father passed away September 29th, and I just want to know how he is.
Yeah. Now, don't you and everybody else, you don't need to tell me who you're trying to reach, because that's part of the evidence. And I was going to say I feel a male around you, so that was good. But now, of course, you already said it, so I can't use it as validation. But he passed away recently or in September, and you want to see if you can make a connection with him. What is your first name, please?
Paulette.
Paulette. What a pretty name,
Yeah,
Paulette. And
thank you.
yeah, and I also want to remind you, because you're new on the show. I mean, you haven't heard me say this a few times. If you'd like to join my mailing list to be in a contest to win a free session or keep apprised of other things going on, just go to spiritmediumtv.com. And you can join the mailing list there. I have a monthly contest. Anyway, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on that. I just wanted you to
Okay.
know so you wouldn't be left out.
Oh,
Okay.
I wrote it. I wrote it down.
All right, sweetheart. Are you in Albany?
No, I'm up in New York State.
Well, Albany is in New York State, so you're in upstate New York, right?
It's yeah, they're farther up than I am.
Okay, so what are you,
It,
Buffalo?
it was
Buffalo,
7,
Syracuse?
it was 17 below last night at my house.
Where, I mean, are you in Syracuse or Buffalo? What's the city?
I'm in Westfield, New York, which is a little town away from Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Well, it's so beautiful there during the summer. I know that because I used to go up there from New
Oh
York.
yeah.
Yeah, Erie in particular. I remember my father used to drive us up to our little cottage in the woods in upstate New York. And when we would go through
Yeah.
Erie, Pennsylvania was so beautiful. It was eerie at that time of
Oh
year.
yes, it is. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Okay, so let's get going here. So there is a male to you that I do feel, and I didn't know who he was, if he was a father or a husband or what have you, but he does, he doesn't seem young, I'll
Well,
say.
they're all there. I have a father, a husband, and a brother up there. So
Oh, okay.
it can be any of them.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go to see who the first person. It seems to have a broad energy. I'll just say to you like that. Big. He's a big person. Big. And I don't have a complete visual, nor do I have a name just yet. Okay, there is a J name coming in. It could be his or somebody else, but there's like a Joseph that's in your somewhere around. I don't know who he is, but I just get a name, Joe or Joseph. Okay, you understand the name, yeah. And this particular person is rather a burly physique. He's a big guy, and he's also very strong. Okay, so at some time in his life, he must have had muscles. If I don't know, they can show at any time in their life. So I'm just giving you a broad stroke of what he's giving me. He's like a little bit rough, a little bit of a roughneck, but a strong personality, kind, protector type. And he uses yeah, and he's got muscles. He also looks like he liked to smoke a little bit every now and then, but he's a tough kind of guy. And he's got this attitude like, let me see if I could give you the right wording on it. Like he reminds me of okay, he uses the word iron, like either he's strong as iron or he's an iron worker or something to do with iron, but there's a sense of strength to him. Very intelligent, he says at the same time, but also very strong-willed. Okay, his will was like that of iron. He says nobody was allowed to get close to him when he was sick, when he wasn't feeling well. He was a big baby. He says you tried to spoon feed him a lot of medicine yourself, but he wouldn't hear anything about it. He wouldn't take anything anyone was giving him. He knew better than everyone else. He says he's a little sorry that he was like that with you. He says he wants to apologize right off the bat. He says, you know what I mean. He says, you know what I mean. I'm sorry, but I just didn't like that. It's just my fault, not anybody else's fault. I'm just really difficult to be. I'm not a good patient. He says, I'm not a good patient, and I have no patience with being ill. He says, but it all got the better of me now, didn't it? It all got the better of me. He says, I should have listened to you a long time ago, but I never listened. And so this took my health. Yeah, this took my health. whatever it is, I don't know. He didn't say. He says, this took my health, and I was, before you know it, I was teetering and tottering on the edge of Netherland. He's saying Netherland, going to spirit. He says, but here I am. He says, here I am. He says, I never thought it would be like this. He says, I never thought that I couldn't even imagine, he says, being anywhere after I died. He says, I didn't know that I would have a presence, that I would be alive. He says, I'm just alive as you, my sweet dear.
Wow.
Now there's there's also a name like a Maria or something. I don't know if there's somebody another name that comes in around it. I don't know who that is. He almost called you Maria, but your name is Paulette. Yeah, I don't know what the Maria is, but he's coming to you. He was almost giving me the name Maria, so I don't know who that is. Could be somebody on Earth. I'll just throw it out there. You don't have to answer me. So he says, you've taken really good care of your own health. Now, you have reformed a lot in your own health. You've done a lot to improve yourself, Paulette. Now, he says one of the things is you've stopped smoking, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And he says, I'm very proud of you, Paulette. He says, although that was a long time ago, he says, but you've kept up with it, and that's the part I'm so proud of, my dear, my love, my girl. He says, you're my baby. You're my baby. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of me and your mom. Now, he says something about your mom. So I think it's your father. Do you understand this for your father?
That's my father talking. My mom's still alive.
Yeah.
I take care of her.
Yeah, I was going to say taking care of you, and he did say that.
Yep.
Didn't he say that you and your taking care of me and your mom? And then I was going to say I don't know where she is yet. I was going to find out, but you told me. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you're taking care of her now. She's in good hands with you. He says, look out for her and her health. He says, he shows me your mom like not causing much trouble. She's kind of quiet these days.
Finally,
like introverted,
Finally.
Not causing much problems. She's sitting at home a lot, nursing her own health. Her cold, she seems to have a little cold right now. Everybody's got a little bit of something. He says, you're just a gem to you. He says, you're just a gem. You take care of everything so beautifully. The finances also, settlements, all of that. You oversaw everything. It's, in other words, after he passed, you seem to be the instrumental in making sure everything was done right. T's crossed, I's dotted.
I did.
And that there seems to be, you did. Now, there's a brother to you around the house, underfoot sometimes. It feels like a brother, or I don't know who it is, I would say.
No, my brother passed. I had a live-in boyfriend for a year and a half, but I just asked him to leave because he drank too much and I couldn't handle it no more.
Okay. I felt the male energy to you, and I didn't know who, I thought maybe it was a brother, but I felt.
Maybe my son. I bet you it's my son.
Well, this is what he was.
My son comes every day.
Okay. Well, what he was saying is he was underfoot in a problem, so I think it was your ex. Okay. He was saying he didn't. I didn't have a chance to say it, but he was saying, I heard it. So just hold off a little bit, Paulette. Let me give you the evidence as we go forward, so you can get the evidence. So just don't be as nice to me. Hold back a little bit, okay? Like, let me say it, because that's what this spirit needs to prove itself, okay? Now, he says we love you all very, very much, all of us, and we're all rooting for you. And there's something to go with that. 1 second. Rooting for you and your health. So, okay, so there's something going on now with your health. And it's like, you need to get better from something also. I hear the word miracle surrounding you, like you're looking for a miracle to heal yourself. Now, I don't know what that is, but does that make any sense to you, please, Paulette?
I've already asked God for a miracle for Rob to get him off of drugs and drinking.
Okay, that's what
I
it
love
is.
the man. But I can't live like that. I can't.
Oh, okay. And so it's a miracle for you too, for your health, because look at you, you're crying about it. Okay.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, they're rooting for you. Okay? They're rooting for you.
The spirits will help.
Yeah.
I believe the spirits will help him overcome this.
Yeah. All right, sweetie. Well, I'm going to let you go with that, especially since you're, it's emotional. Thank you, Paulette, for calling in, honey. God bless, sweetie. All right.
Bye-bye. You too. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay, we're going to do a couple more other sides. I'm going to go to Lilani, who is in line. Hello, Lilani. How are you, sweetie? Are you there?
Yes, thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
And I definitely want to connect to my friend Audrey, if that's possible. I think she's going to come through,
Okay.
and I want to know what message she has for me.
Okay. Again, please don't tell me who you want, everyone, because Spirit's supposed to prove itself. Okay?
I'm sorry. I heard the opposite. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I thought you said tell you who you are. Sorry, I misheard you.
Oh no, that's okay, sweetheart. Yeah, I mean, I would love to just know who you want and hone in on it. It would make my job a lot easier. But as far as the strict mediumship goes, we're supposed as mediums let spirit come in. And usually the heaviest or strongest energy comes in first. Sometimes they pull the other soul with them. Now, do I need to be that, particular about it? No, but I try to do the right thing. Now, the funny thing is, Lilani, I did feel a male when I opened the line before. I was pre-interviewing you before the show started. I did feel a male around you. Are you the one that I brought in a man that was the musician? Are you the one?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to your friend then. It's a female friend. Did you mention her name? I don't know if you said it. I can't remember.
No, I mean, if you saw the male energy, I have another male friend that passed away too.
Okay.
And there is a music connection because he has this Darren tattooed on his.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, he's there too. He's there too. But I'm going to go to your friend, and I don't know. Don't tell me her name if you didn't tell me. I can't remember. The reason I can't remember anything from moment to moment, everyone, and Lilani, is because I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. So it's a little, my mind doesn't have the bandwidth. But anyway, let me go forward. So Lilani is looking for a friend who passed away recently. 1 second, please. Girlfriend, female friend. First thing I see, or I get the sense of fairly white skin, a little bit overweight. Oh, I won't. I just say more overweight. She has more flesh on her body. She also seems to have hair that is, and I don't know who this is, so it may or may not be your friend. But this particular person I see is got hair that's a little bit on the wilder side. Is a little bit of reddish or something reddish or orangish about the hair, almost like she's got an artistic temperament, artistic side, but she's also very a creative kind of person. Does this sound like the one you're looking for, please? I have to fish around a little bit before I pull her in.
No.
Okay. Well, there's a very creative person that sits here before me, and she's I don't know who she is. So if you can't place her, I'll let her sit on the side and just sit there. She's actually a very creative person, very temperamental, and very artistic. Now, are you an artist, Lilani? Are you a songwriter or something like that, a screenwriter? Because there's something very creative going on around you.
I read a lot of poetry.
Okay.
That's funny that you said it, but I was thinking about writing movies. I have a lot of really vivid dreams that I think should be in movies.
Well, there's a soul. There's a soul. Okay, well, there's this soul that I have to acknowledge. I just want to acknowledge there's a soul that's near you, looks like a woman who's overweight. She has her hair's dyed in a very unusual color. It's almost like a mohawk, a very unusual cut. This part of it is very wild. She looks like a real creative, artsy type, temperamental type, and she might be working with you on some of your work. So I'm going to ask her to step aside. 1 second, please. She's young, too. She's not too old. Okay, step aside, please. It's a very interesting person there. I don't know if you've ever felt anything that's interference to you. That's very interesting. Okay, I'm trying to get the friend. Hold on. So now I get the sense of a name that starts with D. It may or may not be her. I'm just trying to pull at straws. Hold on. Oh, open-minded person. She's open-minded, whoever this is. She's an open-minded, creative type, also just like you, Lilani. We're both twin souls or twin flames. We've been together for many lifetimes. We both like the same things when we were on Earth. When I was on Earth, I sit here now with you in the room with you. She's just channeling for me right now because I'm trying to pull her in on whatever I can pull her in on. So she sits with you right now in the room. She's looking at your work. You're looking at your hair. She says you're a very creative type like she was. She's safe in spirit now. Okay, continue, please. I need to see you. I need to get a name. Okay, there's a sense of breathing issues. Ha, ha. Okay, what are you doing to me? I'm talking to the soul because I'm not seeing her. I'm not getting anything other than what I'm giving you. Please come in. Okay, there's a lot of problems with her breathing. I can't breathe right now. And I would say that she was a smoker from what she's showing me. But she also seems to have extra weight on her physique and her body. Again, this other soul, if it's the same one, seems to interfere unless it's this woman that you've lost, your friend, that is just giving me a warped vision of herself. But again, she's carrying extra weight on her body. Her hair is in an unusual haircut. She smokes and I get the feeling in my chest area that I cannot breathe. Does this resonate? Because I'm just trying to pull her in on anything I can find. Does this resonate for you, Lilani?
Yeah, it resonates with somebody else I know.
Oh, okay. Now this is how spirit works. Okay, they're going to put the strongest soul, most able to communicate, is trying to come in right now. Okay, and there's a reason for that. And one of the reasons is that this person and you did not communicate very well on Earth. Feels like there was a rift in the communication, and this soul is trying to make amends. And she says that she did something to you that wasn't right. She took something from you. And that's this creative soul that's sitting around you and lurking with you right now. I'm sorry to force that on you. I'm not really trying to, but Spirit has the agenda, and Spirit is in control of these communications. So there's a sense of this person wanting to communicate right with you and make amends for something, and there's a sadness there on her part. She didn't really say the right things to you. She's not the nicest person to you when she's alive. She says, I will step aside now and see if I can let the other soul through. But do you understand that when I say that this person you're thinking of was not communicating well with you when she was on Earth?
Yes.
Okay, well, she's trying to apologize. And so this is a very good example of why Spirit would take control of these things, because this soul needs to do this for her own advancement. She's happy, she says, that you are accepting her apology. I don't know if you are or aren't, but she thinks you are. And she's happy that you're opening your heart to her. She says that she will now be able to come to you more in your dreams, or just to say hello. It's very important that she be able to do that, she says, because Lilani, underneath it all, she really cared for you a lot and cares for you a lot. Okay, so what is the name of your friend who's in spirit? Because I'm having trouble pulling her in. I'm going to have to work by her name, the one that you want.
My friend Audrey.
Audrey. Okay, don't say anything else. I'm going to see if I can pull her in with the name. If I can, I'm going to have to let you go. Hold on. Audrey. Okay, so what I get is a woman who has more of an auburn kind of hair. Do you understand Audrey for having more of an auburn kind of hair, please?
She had a dark hair, yes.
Okay. Does it have some, because it looks like this auburn, which means it's got some reddish undertones to it. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of a little bit, it was really dark.
Yeah. It's dark.
Light, but kind of like that.
Yeah, she has this bluish reddish kind of thing, almost as if she dyed it or something, or it was naturally dark brown, but then she put something in it. But it looks very interesting. She's interesting. Another artsy type. You must be artsy as hell, Lilani, I swear, because all your friends are artsy. And she's got a really kind of interesting kind of haircut, but it morphs from different styles. This one right now is more like a flippy kind of bangs and a flippy kind of thing here. She's got a Martin kind of hairstyle, really cute. Now, let me see. She's also got some kind of thing with her very white skin, not overweight or anything, but not very, very thin. She kind of goes back and forth between showing me thin and showing me more voluptuous. So she must have had, what do you call that, fluctuations in her weight. And she says from health issues. Her weight fluctuated back and forth. Do you understand that, please? Do you understand that her weight fluctuated, please, Lilani?
Yeah, she was sick, yes.
Okay. So, so the other thing I want to say is I get the feeling around her of having occult interests and or powers. Do you understand that, please? Your friend
What did you
Audrey.
say?
Occult interests and or powers. Do you understand that, please? I can elaborate a little bit.
No.
Okay. She's very creative. She's very artsy. She's got very white skin. Her nails are, when she's on Earth, they're, painted a little bit darker color. She's got this darkish hair that's or burnished, a little bit of reddish undertones to it. She's very creative. She's musical. She's a few other things going on with her. Hold on. Hybrid personality, in depth, knowledge about things. She seems to have knowledge about metaphysics. Metaphysical person. You don't understand that.
Yeah, no, she was a spiritual person.
Okay, well that's what I mean by the occult. I'm using the wrong word maybe, but she says she actually did have powers to manifest things. She understood about manifesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, she's very
There's a long period where we didn't get to talk. That's kind of the reason why I want to talk to her.
Oh, okay. Well,
like we went to high school together, and she died really young, and like there was a really, I'm like so really connected to her for a long time, and I always thought about her, and like I found out like years after her death that she even died. So it was kind of like a shock to me because I still talk to people, but nobody brought it up.
Oh, interesting. Well, okay, so she's showing me this, like she has this metaphysic thing going on, and she knows it's almost like, an artsy person in high school kind of person. They're going to do little things that are kind of interesting, kind of witchy or whatever, she says. But she doesn't mean she's a witch, but she had interest in, she says, powers and in the occult. Now, you may not have known her like that, but that's what she says. So I will honor that. But you did know she was spiritual, and you did know that she kind of liked to work with energy, maybe in a magical kind of way, maybe nothing formal. But that's what she's showing me right now. She says, I'm all right now. My health is better, of course. She says, I have no more health issues. No more of that coughing anymore. She's mentioned the word coughing a few times. I don't feel it. I just hear her talking about coughing. So whatever it was, something to do with coughing. You may not know this or not, but I'll just ask you: do you understand coughing for her passing, please? It's something to do with lungs and or breathing issues.
There was something to do with something that was by her ribs with the cancer, so I imagine that she would be coughing.
Okay, all right, thank you. And so she says, I'm not coughing anymore. And she says, I'm feeling a lot better, of course. She says, I'm here with other family members. And she also says she's here with her grandma or her mother. So there's a mother figure with her that sits with her all the time. And there's also another younger person that's female that's with her that's in the family. Now, you may or may not know this, but it's a female with her in spirit that's younger than her also. I just want to say that to you. Do you recognize that? Do you know that perhaps a younger cousin, sibling, or friend might have passed after her or with her?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay. Well, there's a younger person with her also. And she has a sister, doesn't she, on Earth? Doesn't she have a sister, honey?
No, she was the only.
She was the only child? Oh, okay, this is what it is. That's a sister of hers a mother might have lost or miscarried. So that's, you may not know about that, but that's a sister of hers. It's in spirit also. So I will leave that with you, Lilani, because you can't figure that out right now. But I will say there's a sister with her in spirit, and maybe it was a very young passing, or maybe something you just never knew about. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, so I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I know I have a lot of other side connections waiting as well, but I will go to a live question because we are at 7:30. So Eastern time, I'm going to go to Jen. Hey, Jen, what's going on, honey?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Oh, absolutamente. What can I do for you, darling?
Kind of a general question, but I was wondering about my love life.
Sure. Okay, well, does she have one, Spirit? Does Jen have a love life? Yes or no? Oh,
Good question.
you have a love life. Well, you have to get more specific because what they're saying is you do have a love life. You need to give us more specific of what you want to know about your love life. The undertow to this is success in the long run. That's the only thing I'm getting is success in the long run. But it feels like there is somebody there that you are interested in because that's what they're telling me. Make sense, please? Make sense, please?
Yes, it does.
Okay. He will come around to your way of thinking over time. Important not to argue about base points or base issues. But it is important to stick to your guns about what you want and what you're looking for, because over time he will understand it better and stop fussing with you about it. It feels more like you want a commitment, and he may be,
Yeah.
okay, he's going back and forth. He's, I don't see this as I don't see you having mature, conversations with him about it. I just see he plays uh, what's the word for it? Ephemeral. Sometimes he's available, sometimes he's not. So, yeah, he's in and out. So you have to just hold your guns at what you want. But I do feel that ultimately this person can become more constructive with you in a committed way. But the only way you're going to get there is by very calmly just holding your power, continuing to date other people, and keeping aware of what he's doing. They're saying don't let him out of your sight, but hold strong to your guns of what you're up to. Keep the friendship open and alive. He will change. He's going to change. So that's what I want to say. And how long it will take, a couple of months to a couple of years. It's very open-ended.
Okay. Does he know how he feels about me, or he's avoiding that? He won't admit it himself.
Give me his initials, please.
AD.
AD. Okay. He knows he feels good feelings for you, but I don't know if he understands the depth of those feelings. So yeah, he likes you, but I can't say that he really understands the depth of those feelings. In other words, it doesn't really mean he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks to come over and ask you to marry him, which is way off base right now for the kind of relationship you have. But he knows he likes you. Let me just see something here. Is there somebody else that she could marry or get a commitment from easier than this guy, AD? Please, Spirit, yes or no? In the long run. Yes, there are other people that could possibly be of interest to you. Right now, you're thinking of him, but you're preoccupied with him. So we don't want to say, you guys, that you can only be with him. It's right now very up in the air. But the most important thing for you to do, Jen, is to follow what you want, your heart. Be strong to what you want, because bending into him and what he wants is never going to get you what you want. And the only way you're going to get what you want is by holding firm to it. So hold firm to what you want. If it doesn't come from him, it will come from someone else. I don't feel that the connection with him is so strong that you can't fall in love with anyone else. I just feel he's around right now, and that's who you're thinking of. But the most important person to think about is yourself and what you want. Got it?
Is he dating anybody?
No, I don't think so. Not right now. No, I'm getting a no on that. Okay, so I'm going to let you go, sweetie. I hope that makes sense to you, okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome, honey. Bye. If anybody wants to have a private session, just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the upper left there, you'll see book session on the menu. And I have a sale running, so you get a good deal. As well, if you want to be in the contest to win a free session, just go to Spirit Medium TV. On the upper right of that screen is the mailing list. And when you join my mailing list, you're in a monthly contest to win. I'm going to go to Penny. She's got a request. And then we try to go to Nathaniel. We'll see how this works out. Penny, how you doing, honey?
Okay, Laura. How are you?
I'm doing great, honey. Thanks for calling in, love. Okay, so there's a friend who's passed. Penny already told me. For the purpose of being ethical, I need to disclose that to everyone. She's already said that there's a friend of hers who's passed, I believe, fairly recently. And I think he's male. I think you already told me that. Did you say that he was male, honey? Because I thought you did.
No,
You didn't say.
Friend, I believe.
Okay, well, we'll leave it open-ended then. Okay, let's see what we can get. There's a friend. Now, she has a motherly kind of perspective to you. So that's kind of interesting. I hear mother here. Doesn't mean it's your mother, but it could mean this woman was mothering towards you. Does it make sense to you, sweetheart, that she was a little older than you or might have had a mothering perspective towards you? Yes or no? Excuse me, honey?
Bringing up the person who passed, it was a man. So you could be bringing up somebody else, yeah.
Okay, so it is a man. All right. I think you did say that earlier. The reason I have to clear that is I don't want to work with false assumptions. Then we go up the wrong road. That's why I asked you, because I thought you said it was a man. Okay. So there is another woman who's like mothering to you that is in spirit that's female, but we're going to ask her.
Oh, yeah. You know who that is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask her to step aside. Thank you, love, for coming in. You don't want me to? Okay.
I mean, if she's the more powerful one, then, you know.
Well, she's not the more powerful one. I was trying to find a female that was a friend for you in spirit, and this is the one that came in because I'm working on your request. It's very.
I know who that is. Should I say a name?
No, I don't want you to say anything, sweetie, because I was getting a little bit of a name. I don't know if this is her name or not, but it's kind of like an Ivy or a Sadie. It's an E kind of thing at the end, Y or IE or something like that.
There's an E at the end.
Yeah, like EV or AV or ED. I can't get the name, but there's this beautiful name that goes with her. Very sweet, very adorable. Whoever she is, I see her. She wears glasses. She's shrunk down in body size as she got older. The hair looks like I don't see it as fluffy and short. It looks like more long and maybe off the face, at least the way she's showing it to me. She's also wearing a shawl because she was cold a lot. She liked to wear shawls. Whoever I'm seeing, now maybe it's not the person you're thinking of, but I just need to complete what I'm seeing so we can really nail what we're getting here. And she looks like she's seated right now in a chair. She's not walking around. And there's something about you taking care of her or looking in on her from time to time. I get the sense of you checking in on her, maybe bringing her a little cake or something every now and then, just to make sure she's all right.
That's when I saw her. She was wearing a shawl. She was sitting in a chair, yeah. That's when I saw her alive, yeah.
Okay. She says you're a sweet thing. She said, oh, she's so sweet. She says you're a sweet thing. She's going to make me cry. She says, the way you looked in on me and took care of me, I love you so much, Penny. You have a heart of gold. She says no one else was coming around as much as you did, and I felt quite alone sometimes. You listened to me. You listened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also something about stories that she would tell you about her life when she was younger or other times in life. And she says, I know there were tall tales for you to accept. She says, some of them were so outrageous that even you wondered if they were true. So she kind of must have had an interesting life and had some interesting stories about her life. Make sense, please, Penny?
Yeah. And she also told me not to get divorced. One of her last things she said to me, she reminded me that she told me not to get divorced. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But this thing about stories was kind of cute. Like she had an interesting life, a very adventurous life. And she says you love the stories. I don't mean about your divorce. I mean her stories about her own life. Okay, so I don't know how her stories, I don't know the stories about her own. What was that,
I think she was kind of a boring life, but okay, whatever. Okay.
All right, well, she's giving me the impression that she told you stories about her own life that were almost hard to believe. So maybe that'll make sense to you later, but I have to honor that because she's telling me this stuff. So maybe it needs to be refocused somehow. But these stories about her own life were hard to believe. She says they sound like tall tales to you. So whatever that is, I don't know. Maybe it was boring or whatever, but there's stories that you didn't really believe, or maybe you just shut off on them. I don't know. I'll leave that with you. You can figure that out on your own. She says you did take my advice. You did take my advice.
Really?
She says you did take my advice. I don't know. She's making light of it, almost teasing you by saying you cut your hair shorter. You took my advice to cut your hair shorter. So I don't know if you can remember back to then, sweetheart.
No.
Okay?
No.
Okay. Well, she's making light of it, almost like you didn't take the serious advice, but you might have taken trivial advice.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she says, I love you very much. Thank you for taking care of me when I was alone because you were the only one that looked in on me. I appreciate that very much. And she gives me this sense, or she's actually showing me that she had a son, I believe, who never really paid that much attention to her. You were the only one that did. You understand, honey?
No, didn't have a son.
Well, there's somebody under her
Yeah.
male that didn't pay any attention to her, so I don't know who that is. But whatever it was, she didn't have anybody looking in on her. Feels like a male to her. That she was alone, and that you were the only one that really paid attention to her. Make sense, please?
And I don't think I was the only one that paid attention to her, but she had paid help, and she had, a daughter who was very devoted to her, but didn't live in the state,
Okay, so it's her daughter then? Okay. Felt like a male to her.
But,
Huh?
no, I can't think of her now. No.
Okay, well then it's a daughter then. All right, I'm going to let her go because I don't have a really strong connection, sweetie. But she's very sweet, and thanks you for being there because you were the one that was there. If her daughter wasn't, nobody else was. You gave her that sense. And forget about the care. I'm talking about a person. Care is somebody you hire. You coming in.
No, I understand. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that you were there and nobody else was. She was alone. And, if you're the only one, I mean, she may have had care to come in, but you're the person that came in, so she appreciates that. And there's something about the word, I don't know what this means, honey, but something about, okay, I don't know what this is. Is there a cake that's like a budnik or some kind of thing you used to bring her? With like a bun, maybe, or something? It was something she liked to eat that you were bringing her.
Cookies, lemon cookies.
Lemon cookies? Okay. And there's also something else that like a bunt cake or budint. Does it have a special name? This lemon?
I always brought her birthday cakes. Yeah.
Birthday cakes. Okay. You brought her birthday cakes. Okay. Well, she appreciates all of that, and you're a sweetheart, and she sends you her big, big love and kiss. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, honey. Maybe another time we'll get the other person. Thank you, darling. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Nat. I'm not allowed to say that. Nathaniel. I'm sorry, Nathaniel. I remember you like to be called Nathaniel. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so there is a female here for you. I'm going to try to just pull in who's there, okay, rather than you tell me. All right, everybody else has been, for some reason, this evening's been a request evening, which is always interesting. There is a female here for you, and it feels like it's an older generation because she says on the father's side of the family. And it's a mother figure in a way. It doesn't have to be your mother figure. It could be an aunt, it could be a grandma. I don't really know just yet. Let me see if I can get more information for you, sweetie. Let me see, Nathaniel. Mother. Okay, you're going to have to show me, give me a name, something like that, love. Whoever's in spirit from Nathaniel. Family member. She's a family member. She's on the father's side of the family, but she looks like she's a very much older generation, like a grandma. She shows me, geez, you don't seem this old. She could be a great grandma. I don't like to bring in people that are that old. The reason I say that is the hairstyle she's wearing and all reminds me of the 1910. She's still wearing her hair up in a bun, and she's got this high-necked white collar.
She would have been my grandma would have been about 17 then.
Oh, so it could have been your grandma because she's a younger woman than in the photo. Okay. And
I got a picture of her in 1917, so that's the only
perfect. Oh, perfect. Okay. And she's wearing a white shirt in this picture that she's showing me, with a high neck, and it's a long sleeve, that kind of a thing with a skirt coming down. She has beautiful hair. It's dark and goes more up like this and longer. Very pretty woman, very adorable female. She says she was very strictly raised. She wasn't allowed out a lot, alone. The family was a good family. We all come from good stock. And she shows me herself. Something at 25 years old happens then after that, where she's like, either it's 1925 or that she's 25 years old. But I think she got married at 25 years old. Do you know her age when she got married, please, Nathaniel?
That would have been really about right because I think they took the big boat over from Poland or somewhere around that to the U.S. in 1917, and I have the picture. And then they were about 7 years plus that. So
yeah, 24. So, yes.
7 and 17, so they would have been about 24. That's about what you said. So 24, 25.
Yeah, that's when she got married. She's showing me, or is it an important date, a time in her life, new beginnings, new starts, also having a baby. I believe that would be your father. You see a baby boy.
No, that was Florence. Florence was born in 1918. My father was born in 25, so they had another Angie. Was 20. Sorry.
Oh, wait a minute. I just said that I think she got married around 1925, where she was 25 years old, and that she's showing me a boy being born around that time.
That's what she's saying. About 1925 is when my dad was
born.
She would have been about 32.
Oh, okay. So she was 32, but it's 1925. Okay, good. Because I just get I didn't know if it was the year or the age. So she's 1925, and she's 32, but your father's born at that age. And she shows me the baby boy. So she's trying to give us evidence of her own life. She says she was a creative. This is kind of funny because I would never think this from the image she's given me thus far, but she says she was a creative type like you are. And she says, I know that may sound a little unusual. She says, but I was into the human psyche and psychology. I was into the human psyche and psychology. I was like a psychologist of sorts. And she doesn't mean a formal way. She just means that she liked to study that. It was interesting to her. Human beings, people, behavior, that kind of thing. She says, I always had a feel for that. I always had a feel for personalities and people. And she also shows me that she was able to sort of look in on people and know them without them saying much. She had a feel for people. Now, you may know that, you may not know that. I have no idea, but I'm just letting you know she kind of likens some of your ability to see into people from her and the way she was. So that kind of creative, kind of intuitive sort is what she's saying. There's also the sense of her having a dog with her in spirit, but this looks like it was a dog of yours when you were on Earth. And this dog looks like it's got German Shepherd in it. It's more of a bigger dog. Do you understand a dog of your own, or a dog that's in the family that would be like that, like German? It has a longer tail. I don't see it.
I wish I would have had more dogs, but I only had one dog, actually, Stubby, and it was a pit bull mix. And I gave it back to the chiropractor. I think I should have kept it. But I had a cat, and I was worried about just, him eating the cat.
Okay. Well, there's a dog there with her in spirit, and it looks like a German Shepherd. So it's maybe from the family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe in the family line. So I'll just let you know that. I don't want to interpret. I just have to give you what I get. There's a dog there. There's a few other family members with her in spirit as well. I know I'm talking to one of them. Thank you, Grandma. She's that's very interesting. There's a father figure for you also. She says your grandfather. There's other people in spirit as well. There's a cousin of yours on your father's side. She says you never paid too much attention to him. I don't think you're very close with him. I don't even know if you even know him, but she just says he's there. There's a few other family members.
Pauline. Is that Aunt Pauline? You don't know.
I heard a cousin is there. It's male that's in spirit.
Okay.
That's what I said. Yeah, I did.
I think that's John.
John, okay, yeah. I don't need to know. I'm not going to pull into all of the souls. She's just giving me a little brush of people that are in spirit, so we have that. It's additional evidence. She loves you. She says, I'm so happy that I had the family I did, and that you came from my my family line like you did. She says she's very proud of you. She's very happy that you're allowing her to come in this evening and to be so open to listen to her, because she says, she's maybe not the closest person to you on the other side right now. There are other people that could have come in, but you gave her a chance. So she thanks you for that.
Great.
Okay.
Thank her for that. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Thanks a lot, Nathaniel. Bye. Bye, honey. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm going to do a wild card here, 818. Because the reason
Yes, hello.
hi, I call you a wild card because I don't know what if you're calling for a life question or an other side connection tonight. What is your name, please?
My name is Suzanne.
Suzanne. Okay, thank you, Suzanne, for tuning in. Are you wanting me to answer a question about your own life, or are you wanting me to make a connection to spirit?
Actually, I had a question, but now I see you're such a good in doing what you're doing. By the way, first time listener, okay?
Ah, well, thank you.
Probably I will go with the flow and see if there is anybody from the other side who wants to talk to me.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's see what we get for Suzanne. The first one that I get is a female to you who's older, like a mother figure, someone like that. Uh, She uses the word caretaker. She says, you're the caretaker in the family. She says, you're always taking care of everyone just like me. When I was on earth, I was like that, you know, a mothering type. You're a mothering type. She gives me a sense of you having children or, you know, people who need you that you take care of. I'm trying to pull her in, but these are the first things she says. She does show me her hair when she was on earth is more of a longer short haircut with layering to it. This is the way she presents it. It looks like original color was brown. I see it getting more white or gray. So if you could, I don't know if you can see me or not, but the hair is above the shoulders, just a little longer than the ears, and it's layered. And it's a brown color, and there's some white coming in the front. She has a wider nose, and her chin pushes in just a little bit with full lips and rounder cheeks. This is a mother figure to you. It looks like she could either be a grandma or your own mom. I don't really know just yet. But the main thing is that she's a mothering kind of nurturing kind of person, very family oriented. Now, from what I've said thus far, do you understand this for anyone you would know, please, Suzanne?
That would be my mom.
Okay. Yeah, because she's pretty clear visually. I can see her pretty clearly. She's wearing a little sweater over a simple outfit, very humble kind of mannerisms. Like, you know, she likes to take care of people. She's mother type. Now, she shows me herself in a scene with the way she chooses to communicate through me is like with pictures right now, almost like I'm watching a movie. And she's taking care of a little one in the family, one of her grandchildren, because she's now, you know, a grandma. And it's a little boy on a tricycle. A little boy on a tricycle, and it's either in the backyard or in a park or something like that. So that would suggest to me that there's some younger people in the family that, like, either you have children or a sibling of yours has children that's a boy. Do you understand? A grandson for your mom, please, that's on earth.
Yeah, that's my son.
Oh, okay. So she's showing that she was around sometimes, you know, just watching him, you know, making sure he was safe on his tricycle. I can see her. He moves a little forward. She moves with him, kind of sweet, you know, grandma thing. She says she loved to take care of the family and the children. She says, you're just like me and a good cook at that. And she says being a mother is important. She says don't ever think it's not, Suzanne. She says being a mother is extremely important. And she says sometimes you may feel a little displaced, like what else are you supposed to do with your life? She says, but that is the most important thing. She says maybe others don't appreciate it as much as it should be. She says, but being a mother is the most important thing any woman could ever do. And she says, you're doing that. Don't feel restless because of it. Now, do you understand what she means by restless?
Yes, I do.
Okay. She says everything else is going to come along as you'd like it. Your career will get in alignment soon. She says, but don't feel that you're not doing enough. She says you're doing more than enough. You're doing more than your contribution at home. And she says eventually the other part of your life will fall into place. She's very sweet, very, very sweet. So I have a feeling that your life question was going to be about career and or working. Is that what it was going to be about?
Yes.
That's why Mom's talking about it. Wow. Okay, yeah. She wants to encourage you, though, to take care of the home, and she says eventually the work will fall into place for you. I hear something about you wanting to work from home right now, and that you're trying to figure out how you could work from home, like business or something. Is that correct, please?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. She.
Just feel a little bit right here, darling.
I want you to get on my mailing list when we get off this thing. Just go to spiritmediumtv.com so we can stay in touch. And on the right, you'll see a form to join my mailing list because I didn't have a chance to get that from you before. But Mom says everything's going to fall into place. I'm going to ask Mom to step aside. I'm just going to give you an answer to you about working from home and a business, home-based business. 1 second. This is for Suzanne. What should she do? Because I don't like to have the souls make too many predictions. They're good at giving a general thing, but not to get down to that level of detail. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, Mom, step aside, please. Mom's all in a calamity because she doesn't want me to tell you to work. Okay, Mom, calm down. She says she doesn't want you to work now. She says you're going to be frazzled. Your nerves are going to be on edge. You're going to be trying to worry about everything. And then she says that I can see you thinking, but I want to make a contribution to the budget. I want to have a purpose. I want to do more with my time. Okay, all right. Both of you got to calm down. Let me see what I can do with this work from home.
90 seconds.
So what I think would probably be good for you, Suzanne, is something that you can sell that's related to your lifestyle right now. Like, for example, if it's children's clothing or something like that. But don't make your life too complicated. Try to leverage where you're at now with where you want to go so that you don't you don't get yourself crazy because you're working hard enough. So just
60 seconds.
Focus in on what you're doing now and see if you can make a business based on it. Make sense?
Actually, I'm working on 2 different. The first one is handmade jewelry.
Okay.
Very, very beautiful.
Okay.
And the other one is all natural cosmetics, especially wrinkle cream. So I'd like to know which one should I more concentrate. Should I start working with Tommy because he's ready to help me?
Tommy, okay. Let me just see. Where the show's
Tommy,
about to end.
Tony.
Tony, okay, hold on. The show's about ready to end, but I will stay on. Hold on.
Thank you.
10 seconds.
It will work out for you, either one, and actually both of them they work together well. But the one I'm most closely attracted to is the cosmetics. I think that's the one Tony wants to work with you on. Once you get that going, then you can add in jewelry. Make sense, please?
Oh, actually, that was my plan.
Perfect. Yeah. There you go. So do it.
You're right on. So good.
All right, sweetheart. God bless you, and I look forward to working with you again in the future. Everybody, God bless. Good night, and we have to say good night.
The pleasure was mine, darling.
Oh,
take care.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you want to be on my mailing list to be in to win a free session, just go to spiritmediumtv.com. On the upper right is a form. You join my mailing list there. If you'd like to get a private session with me, that's pretty easy. Just go to spiritmediumtv.com, and on the upper left, you'll see book session on the menu. I'm having a sale right now. Take advantage of it. Thanks, everybody. Bye.